There's a piece of hair on my microphone. Good morning, I'm Pastor Tully here with an update on my reading of the whole New Testament. You may have noticed my shorter haircut. You can see that video. There's a link in the description below. I've got some hairs from that experience stuck to my microphone. Anyways, I've been reading the book of Acts this week, and I decided to do something different when I was reading it. I read it with a highlighter, and I highlighted every time there was a name of a person or a name of a place. So all the proper nouns, because Acts is a book of, it's just action. It's people doing stuff. They're going here, they're healing this, they're preaching these sermons. There's not a lot of teachings, and the texts of the sermons there's not a lot of that like there is in some of the other books, particularly the Gospels. It's just action oriented, going places and doing stuff. And there's also a lot of people. There's a lot of characters that come in and out of the story. Every page has just tons of highlights. Peter is a very common person in this gospel, and John, they're doing a lot of stuff. And then, of course, we get Saul, who later gets known as Paul. But there's also characters like Matthias and Barnabas and Silas and Ananias and Judas, but not Judas Iscariot. Every page, just tons and tons of highlights. This one, it felt like every single line I was drawing a highlight. One of my favorite biblical names, Dorcas. She was known for her great faith, but not a name that would do very well in middle school these days. People going all over the place. If you really wanted to study the book of Acts, I would recommend doing that with a map of the region, so you kind of get a sense of who's going where. Because they're not places that we're familiar with. So almost done with the book of Acts. I'll finish it up this weekend. And then next week, we start the book of Romans. And then we go through almost all of Paul's letters over the next 2 weeks. Romans is a really good way to begin. Actually, I think we begin that tomorrow. So Romans, it's the longest of all the letters that Paul wrote, and it really gives you a good overall big picture of all of his letters. It's sort of like every little thing that all the other letters have is pretty much included in the book of Romans. So it kind of gives you a good big picture. And then next week we get into Thessalonians and Galatians and Corinthians and Philemon and Colossians and Ephesians and Philippians and Timothy and Titus. We really are going to blow through a lot of books of the Bible starting next week and the week after that. And then the week before Easter, we're doing John and John's letters and the book of Revelation. I look forward to hearing from you how your reading of the New Testament is going. So drop me a line. Let me know how it's going. Take care.